And like I said, the day I give birth, she is a full-on baby and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's like I said, it comes down to the woman's choice when it comes to what they decide what they would like to do with that baby or not.
So what was
She didn't answer that question at all. The question asked was, what were you forming? Says she's developing and stuff like that, and when I give birth, she's a baby and stuff like that. What's the stuff like that? Can you tell me what that stuff is like? Hey, bro, it just is what it is. Like, it's tough. I get it. It's hard. It's rough for you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Now, I know we're not all perfect, and no one's ever going to be all perfect. That's not what I'm talking about, and I don't think that's even what anyone's looking for or requesting. I think we need to get back to a point where we are seeking for Christ. The election has come to an end, the results have been discovered, and people are still up in arms. I, for one, I'm pretty tired of this whole thing. In particular, some of the liberals have come out and they are really sharing their opinions openly. I want to show you guys the opinion of this particular liberal who really, I would say, has the thought process that all of them typically have in relations to this one topic. And I'm going to break this thing down because you're going to see all throughout this clip, typically this standpoint that they have of a fetus and whether abortion is right, whether it's wrong, and the basis that they have on it. It's really nothing to stand on. Let's get into this clip and we're going to talk about it. Here we go.
opportunity from them. So when do they become babies?
When they are born,
What are they before?
a fetus and a clump of cells.
Okay. So do you think your daughter was not a baby 10 minutes before you gave birth?
No,
What was she? What were you growing?
she is growing. Like I said, she is fully developing and stuff like that. And like I said, the day I give birth, she is a full-on baby and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's like I said, it comes down to the woman's choice when it comes to what they decide what they would like to do with that baby or not.
So what was
She didn't answer that question at all. The question asked was, what were you forming? Says she's developing and stuff like that, and when I give birth, she's a baby and stuff like that. What's the stuff like that? Can you tell me what that stuff is like? What is it? That makes no sense. Interesting thing to me is it's always like one thing I've always wanted to know is the coloring in the liberals' hair. I wonder if the dye, the paint in the dye, is it getting into the head to a point where it's affecting a mental process up here or something, because she didn't answer the question. I would respect these things a lot more if we could get a clear and concise answer as to why they believe what they believe. And I'm not saying every single liberal in the world is thinking this way, and this is not an attack on liberals, but rather it is for the thought process that is being displayed here. Let's keep this going.
were you growing inside of you if your daughter was not a baby?
He was developing into a baby. And
So
until
before
I'm
what is it with the birth
specifically
canal?
37 weeks or whatever they consider is actually that part where the baby can survive outside the womb.
21
stuff like
weeks.
that. Surviving 21 weeks outside the womb and stuff like that. And again, even when you give birth outside the womb, they still have to be on machines. There's still not that huge chance of them surviving. So like I said, it's one of those things, everyone has their beliefs on certain things, whether they believe it's a fetus, whether they believe it's a baby and stuff like
What
that.
is a fetus? So if your parent, if your father is a human and your mother is a human, what does that make you?
Well, now I'm like an adult, a person. But like I said,
You
when
were
you're
always a
developing-
person. When you were conceived inside your mother's womb, you were always a person. You've always been a person. There is no way that your daughter could have come out anything other than a baby. I'm so sorry for this. When you had a miscarriage, that was also a baby, and I'm so sorry for the pain that you experienced in that. And I will pray for you.
Exactly. And because if you think about this by her same logic of saying that, well, if a preemie comes out and they come out born a little too early and they have to be hooked up to tubes, well, if an adult is not doing so well and they have to be connected to life support, we are still making a determining factor if we want to do everything we can to continue the life or if we want to voluntarily surrender it. I think it would be the same thing on the children's age. So on the children's side, so would we say that on the adult end, that's not us ending the life voluntarily? That's not us surrendering a life voluntarily? You can't have one without the other. You can't think one way without backing up the tracks on the opposite side. And I think that's what a lot of these people are doing. They have the argument and the aggression and the passion to back up what they're saying, but they don't have the logic to back it up.
Really?
With what DNA? What type
Yes,
of
it was
DNA?
mine, but like I said,
No,
like,
it wasn't your DNA. It was a baby's DNA. It was
still my DNA.
It's half of your DNA, because when a sperm and an egg come together, that's 2 halves of DNA. So that creates a unique person who will never exist again, never have that DNA again. So it's not you. So when abortions happen and miscarriages happen, and again, I'm very, very sorry for your loss, that is not you. You are not aborting yourself. You are aborting someone else with entirely different DNA than yourself. And so I guess I don't understand, because you say that it's excessive over a certain amount of times, and then you say that it's not a baby until given birth. I don't understand where you're coming from. Why would it be excessive if it's not a baby? But if it's not a baby, then why does it matter?
Exactly, because if it's not a baby, then why are we having gender reveals, and why do we have baby showers? The same people who are saying it's not a baby, they're having a baby shower. So what are you having? A zygote shower? Is this a cell shower? What is this? A DNA shower? Like, no, we're having a baby shower because we understand that mama's cooking up a baby in there. When mama's eating, I'm eating for 2. You're eating for what? 2 people that need to eat. You're not eating for you and a zygote.
Because I think it's just, again, it's being irresponsible. You're just being an irresponsible person and going in and getting a care that is absolutely becoming now at this point unnecessary. Like I said, it's anything that becomes excessive and stuff like that. Like I said, it's one of those things, as a person, as a woman, as an adult, you need to be responsible whether you are going to give birth to a child or whether you are not, and taking what is best interest in for you, but also that child. And I understand where you're coming from. Yes, we don't know who they could have been. They could have been the next president for all we know, right? But
They could have just been alive. They could have just been. They could have been someone's daughter or son, and they are someone's. They are someone's daughter or son. They are aborted people. Are daughters and sons. It doesn't matter. No one has to have the best life. They just have to be given life itself and a chance to make whatever opportunities they want in their life. No one has to have the best life.
If I have that baby, guess
Then
what?
step up.
Nobody cares.
Then step up and do what you got to do. I think women in this country are not told to just step up. Yeah, you got pregnant, and now you are responsible. You have a level of care. They deserve, you know who has rights in this country? Children have rights to be cared for by their parents.
Yeah, and it's sad because a lot of these people that are really protesting this, like, no, it's my choice, you're alive and in a position today to have the choice because someone else didn't make that choice. Really think about that. And to think that they want to use the free will that they have and do that with it, when they're only here because the person that had the same opportunity of free will didn't take it. How selfish are we going to be as people?
Extends to when they're in the womb, because they fully.
Until I literally physically deliver the baby, and then after that, they don't give a shit what happens. They can come to
Who's
take
they?
the baby away. The entire government. If I'm not taking care of that child, if I can not give them the best life, maybe I'm a mom that's living in a 1-bedroom apartment and I got 7 kids. Guess who's gonna call freaking CPS on me because this is what I can physically afford? Then they're gonna be like, oh, well, you shouldn't have that many kids. Well, now what do I do?
It's a little deeper than that. You know, as long as you can provide a good life, because I know there's people you can only afford a 1-bedroom, but that 1-bedroom can still be turned into something good. You got 7 kids, that's 2 bunk beds in that 1-bedroom that's right there. That's 4 beds right there. Maybe you have a pull-out, you know, or maybe you don't have a living room. Maybe your living room, your hangout area is just the kitchen and the dining room, but your living room has now turned into a bedroom, and the 1-bedroom you have is a bedroom, and you split it up amongst those people. Like, I've seen it done to where when those families have been scrutinized and they're being reviewed and those people are walking through, they can see that the basic care is being taken care of. People are always thinking that everyone needs to have this luxurious life. No, bro. No. That's keeping up with the Kardashians. We don't need none of that. If you can provide the basic necessities, some place for your child to sleep, something for your child to sleep on, clothing for your child to have on their back, food for your child to eat, you're doing okay. Just because you're not able to give them the most luxurious life doesn't mean we have to take their life. Hey guys, real quick, if you click the link in the description, it'll take you to Amazon where you can get your own copy of my book, Matters of Life, True Stories of Pain, Forgiveness, and Resilience. This book is filled with true stories from real people's lives, giving you the opportunity to connect, relate, learn, and overcome whatever you may be dealing with in life. So click the link and let me know what you think.
Give my kids the best life and stuff like that. So if I have 7 kids, I'm living in a 1-bedroom apartment because that's what I physically can afford. Maybe baby daddy's not in the picture. Maybe I'm not getting child support. I'm not getting help from mom and dad and stuff like that. Right. At the end of the day, then they come take my children away. Do I want that? That's a lot of stress that goes into those children at the end of the day. Okay. So do I feel like if I gave birth to 7 children, I cannot give them the best life possible, and now they're being taken away? Now they got people at the door taking them out of my custody, out of my care. Now I'm going through all the trials.
Would it have been better for them to just be dead?
I wouldn't say just to be dead. I'm just saying.
Well, you're saying if this is their circumstances, would it have been better for them to be aborted?
I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, when you got a mom saying she wants 7 kids and stuff like that, she
doesn't answer any question at all. Like, that's exactly what she's saying. And how about we take some accountability, ladies and gentlemen? 7 kids, I grade it. Thanks for the over-exaggerated example. But even if there is a situation where that's the case, why, before you even got, let alone child 7, before you got to child 3, before you even got to child number 2, you should have been well aware of your economic status, of your financial capability. Guys, children are not cheap. This is going to go back to what I was talking about on the my last video that I covered on, I believe, what was it? More or Lex. Where it's like, we got to take some accountability a little bit, where it's like, yeah, that is an unfortunate situation. It is an unfortunate story. You know, it's not something that I would wish and hope and want upon somebody. But that's not the case for everybody. So we can't go so far off to keep trying to justify our decisions to do what's wrong. Like I said, I'm not judging you if you've done it. But if we come into the knowledge of something, we can't go on in our life pretending to no longer know what we already know. The Bible equates that to someone looking in the mirror, seeing themselves, walking away from that mirror, and then completely forgetting exactly what they looked like. Sounds like idiocracy to me. That's all I got for you guys on this one, man. I appreciate you sticking all the way through. To the next one, guys. I'm out.